Guys, with Stobox 4, we are looking forward to expand our ordinary tokenization capabilities and provide our clients, both business clients and individual clients, the opportunity to tokenize almost anything. And if you look at what can be tokenized, let's divide this into three main categories. There's tokenization of corporate securities first. The second is tokenization of fixed or tangible assets. I will explain what it is. And the third is tokenization of financial instruments. So first, right, tokenization of corporate securities. Second, fixed or tangible assets. Third, financial instruments. Let's start with the first one, tokenization of corporate securities. So what are corporate securities? Any company, any private company registered, I don't know about whole of the world, but registered in, for example, United States or in Europe or in most of the recognized jurisdiction, they have an ability to issue their corporate securities, right? So, and the first of all is the equity, is the shares of the business. So first of all, you can tokenize the shares of your business. That's the first part. Second point is you can tokenize the debts, as I have already mentioned. So if you want to borrow money, you can do it via tokenization. Very important point. A private business can raise funds via debt tokenization. So don't need to go to the bank, right, and wait till the credit. They will give you the credit line. They will block all your assets. They will put an abnormal percentage on top of it, interest, and something goes wrong, they're gonna take all the assets, as usually banks do, right? Tokenization allows a company, an issuer, to tokenize their debts. A third type of corporate security token that can be, right, security token, is the revenue or profit share. So this is the way how a company can allocate certain proportion of their revenue for the token holders, right? For the holders of that security tokens, they are entitled for the part of the profits, for example, or for the revenues, part of the revenues. A fourth very important asset which can be tokenized are the funds units. So there's an investment fund, and they usually are managed in the form of fund units, right, with their NAVs. You can tokenize basically a fund, an investment fund, and manage the units of these funds much more effectively and efficiently comparing to how they're managed at the moment. That's actually why most of that big guys, institutionals, right, that are running big investment funds, they are seeking to tokenize, right, to move their registry onto blockchains in order to reduce costs, in order to enable frequency trading, in order to enable what is called a T0, right? So that's something which T0 means there's a zero time to actually clear and to manage all this trading. So it's all done on the blockchain within the transactions, very transparent, very safe, very immutable. So that's why big guys, investment funds, are utilizing and moving towards tokenization. There's also different other types of corporate securities. There's, again, a lot of these small details, but basically all of the corporate securities can be tokenized. So private equity, corporate debt, profit revenue share, fund units, and other different types of corporate securities can be tokenized using Stobox 4. The second big class of assets that can be tokenized are real estate. And I told you, real estate, huge class, $330 trillion, moving onto blockchain. That's called a fixed asset, right? There's a fixed assets on your balance sheet, so you can tokenize. And actually, instead of having a non-liquid asset on the papers, you tokenize real estate and it becomes a liquid asset that you can freely trade. So tokenization of real estate is a very important class. Next asset class that can be tokenized is called tangible assets. So what are tangible assets? Look, guys, art, something you can move on, right? You can move, tangible assets. So arts, Rolex watches, right? The painting on the wall, anything, stamps, collectibles, cars, all of this can be tokenized. And actually we now working at Stobox 4, right, platform, in order to be able to tokenize that kind of assets. Most of them would not be considered securities, but again, this is the question of additional research, right? But you can tokenize your Rolex watch and sell it and fractionalize it. So a lot of things can be done with tokenized assets or RWAs, real world assets. A lot of things can be tokenized. You can go and search for this on the internet. There's a lot of information on Stobox.io about this. So art and collectibles are big class of assets that can be tokenized. Next important class of asset that can be tokenized is intellectual property. So you can trade intellectual property. Imagine this. So you have that piece of IP, right? You invented something, right? And you got that IP from the registry, and then you put it onto the smart contract. And then you say, okay, I'm gonna sell this IP, I'm gonna distribute this IP, and people gonna, if they think it's a good idea, they might purchase these parts of these IPs and get the revenues from your bright idea, and that's amazing, right? So you can tokenize intellectual property, right? It was never done before, and this is another very important class of for tokenization is the limitless, right? Limitless intellectual property. So with Stobox 4, right, a new tokenization platform that Stobox is working on, we would be able to tokenize not only security tokens as we did with dashboard version 3, security tokens like equities, like bonds, like profit sharing, so on. We would be able to tokenize basically any type of RWAs by implementing alternative standards onto the platform, right? Onto Stobox 4. So we're going to use not only ERCs, not only ERC20 or ERC 1400 or our own Stobox own smart contract standard for this called STD2 or Tokenize standard. We gonna implement alternative standards like NFT standards, for example, in order to tokenize intangible assets like arts, collectibles, again, name it.